Hiya and welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream, I'll be sharing an update on my wonky right hand. If you don't know what's going on with my hand, check out my video titled I'll be taking a break from YouTube. But basically, 2 weeks ago, badly cut my hand. I needed to get stitched up, and that's the story with my hand. I'll be giving an update in this live stream, and hopefully I can manage to chat to a few of my lovely viewers as well. So nonetheless, sit back, relax, and as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. So, update. Okay, so last week I got the stitches removed, but two of the fingers, the baby finger and the finger beside that, didn't fully heal. There's still a few cuts on those fingers. So doctor put bandages onto those two fingers and said, look, take off the bandages in 3 days time. That would be in last Wednesday. So then Saturday gone, I took off the bandages, and those fingers were not healed just yet. And hello to my two lovely viewers watching the live stream. You're both very welcome to Green Hill Gaming, who is in the live stream. Mr. James Hollywood, how are you keeping, James? And welcome to this kind of unusual live stream. I don't know if you're aware, James, but 2 weeks ago I badly cut my right hand. I'm not going to go too much into. Glad to hear you're keeping well. I'm good other than the fact that I can't play any PlayStation or any console right now, because I badly cut my right hand 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to go too much into that. I made a video 2 weeks back called I'm Taking a Break from YouTube that explains what exactly happened to my right hand, but in this live stream I just wanted to give an update. So okay, so yeah, when I took off the bandages on Saturday, the wounds were not healed at all. They weren't very bad, but they definitely weren't healed anyway. I then needed to basically contact.
Did you go through the car window?
Did I go? No, nothing like that. Thankfully, nothing like that. Thankfully, anyway. Thankfully, Jesus Christ. So I needed to get a doctor basically to have a look at the hand, and I was told, look, they will heal, the wounds will heal eventually. What he did was he put on stripe bandages onto those two fingers, bandaged them up. Still have those bandages on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep them on until next Monday. And then I was advised by my doctor that if the wounds are still, if the wounds don't look good, and if you're not too comfortable with how they look and you're just not comfortable in general, that I have no choice but to go to A&E, because unfortunately COVID is pretty much hijacking everything and everyone right now. If you don't have COVID, you're unless you have a serious illness other than COVID, you won't be seen. So I wanted to see the doctor on Monday. I wanted to go up to the doctor and have him look at my hand, but because of COVID, this can't happen. So my only other option is A&E. So that's the update. Basically, what that means for me in Green Hill Gaming is I wouldn't feel comfortable playing on a console because I want to rest my hand completely.
Can't you use one-handed controls on the PS5?
Jeez, I would love if that was an option, to be honest. I don't know if that's an option. I know that last week, 2 weeks ago, I was playing Pokemon Sword on Switch with one hand. One-handed controllers. Jesus, if there's a one-handed controller on PS5, I'm all over it. Do they exist, James? Because they would be handy now, to be honest. But yeah, you see, when I got the Switches taken out last Wednesday, I felt comfortable enough, like holding a controller again in both hands, and because I asked my doctor, I said, look, did the wounds heal? He said they actually did, and
I
he said,
hope
look,
you get better.
thank you, Jack, much appreciated, and welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to this pretty unusual live
No, I
stream.
thought you could like tilt or something with the PS5 controller.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about that now, James, to be honest with you, but it would be pretty cool if I could play PS5 with one hand. Thanks, Jack. Much appreciated, man. How are you keeping? Welcome to the live stream. So the update, basically, as far as it relates to Green Hill Gaming and my gaming, is it just means that I basically can't play anything until the wounds are fully healed. See, when I got the Switches taken out last week, I held the controller again. I was playing it away. What I probably didn't realise is I was bending the fingers. You see, I didn't really I suppose I didn't realise the extent of my injuries, as they say. I didn't really realise, like, the wounds are on the knuckles, they're on the joint, you see, like, and you're bending. So, like, it's a really annoying place to have a wound, because every time I bend my fingers, I risk the wounds opening up again. So, yeah, not a good place to have a wound, really, is it? So until they're fully healed, which I don't know how long it'll take, I would feel more comfortable not playing. But look, what I can still do is I can do what I'm doing now. I mean, I can chat away to my lovely viewers, you know. I've got James in the live stream, I've got Jack in the live stream, and I know that I got a lot of other.
Tis a boss.
It is indeed, James. So I know that I got a lot of lovely viewers that I can chat away to. That's more or less what I do anyway. Like, even when I'm getting full stuck into a game, it's all chat, you know, about anything and everything. And then from time to time, I'd actually do what I'm doing right now, just like pause the game and just like chat away, like so. So I can still do this, like I can still chat to my viewers. That part is not really kind of going to end, but as far as gaming is concerned,
At least you don't need two hands to have a wank face with tears of joy.
Only you will come up with something like that, James. Jesus Christ. True though. Oh, Jesus Christ, James. They're going to get me arrested. Oh, fucking hell. No shame at all, man. No, I love it. I love it. Jesus Christ, I'm completely distracted now by that. Where do I go from that? Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Oh, you've completely shaken me there now. Fuck's sake, man. Oh, God. No, I'm gone. Oh, yeah, no. I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I feel I feel like Edge or somebody walking into a ring and saying like, "I'm sorry, fans, I gotta call it a day. I'm retiring," or even just like, you know, someone gets injured, like, and they have to take a long break from wrestling, and they're there to the fans, like, "Oh, I don't know how long I'll be gone, but I will come back." That's what it feels like, honestly. No, it is a balls, to be honest with you, no, James. It is. I'll tell you what's annoying. See, like, I anticipated the process, you know, like, from the night it happened, which was 2 weeks ago last night. Like when I did what I did, and when I badly cut my hand, I was like, okay, clearly I need an ambulance because there was a lot of blood. It just would not stop bleeding. So like I mean, I was like wrapped the tea towel around my hand. The tea towel was completely red. It was bad. It was cut badly. You know what I mean? There was a lot of blood. So I was like, okay, definitely need to call an ambulance here anyway. So that was the first process. You know, I could just sit there and continue playing Dirt 5 with a fucking fucked up hand that's pumping bleeding. So ambulance came, had a look at it. At first they were kind of a little concerned about the baby finger because that got the most damage was the baby finger, and they were concerned like you know they thought that there could be like nerve damage or something like that, you know. I didn't they were like kind of like they were like touching the finger to see how I feel it, and I could, so they were happy enough that there was no nerve damage.
Did you try flat 7-Up face with tears of joy?
Did you try flat 7-Up? Did I try flat 7-Up? Oh man, if only that. Oh, I'm telling you, the pure granny cure, James. Isn't that right? The pure granny cure for everything. Have a drink of, or heated up 7-Up, hot 7-Up as well. Or I think that's what I mean, isn't it? That's how they make it flat, isn't it? Yeah, flat 7-Up or heated up 7-Up. Christ, that was the cure for everything. That was the elixir for everything. Fucking, you know what I mean? That was the one-up mushroom for everything. Christ, if only that was the case now, huh? So I was watching Indiana Jones the other night. I don't know which one it was. It was a recent enough one anyway. Not very recent, but anyway, there was a part in it where Indiana Jones' father, played by Harrison Ford, he gets shot like, and he's got to get this thing anyway like that cure him, and he pours it over his wound and it's gone. And I'm sitting there watching it like thinking, fucking hell, if only like some motherfucker just pour some shit over my hand, boom, healed. I'd love it. Flat 7-Up. Jesus Christ, James. Put me off now again. I'm only talking. So anyway, I'm in the ambulance and they're like, look, we're gotta take you to CUH. A&E, they'll stitch you up. So taken into CUH anyway. Situation is explained to the staff there, you know, the nurses and doctors and whatever else. Listen, take a seat there in A&E. Basically, sitting there in A&E from about, I'd say probably about 9:15 at night until about, it was well after 3 o'clock in the morning anyway. Because again, COVID. Christ, it was bleeding a lot. Like, I mean, I had to go up twice to reception and just say, look, I'm still bleeding here. Like, the blood was coming through the fucking bandage. Like, the blood was dripping down. Like, I mean, they're so worried about COVID. Like, hello, fucking blood, like, dripping down. I mean, I'm sure nobody would want to, do you know what I mean? Nobody want my blood on them, like, you know, with COVID, like, so I thought, you know, fucking hell, like, you know, you want to keep yourself safe, then bandage me the fuck up, like, you know what I mean? No, there's a bandage on me, don't get me wrong, but blood was coming through it, like, you know, so I went up a few times anyway, said, look, fucking bleeding here, like. I didn't say it like that though, I was nice about it. So that, eventually anyway, I was stitched up. I'm making this too long. Basically, like, the process for me anyway, like, was like, I was stitched up. So I was like, okay, that's good now. Stitched up, bleeding has stopped, I'm stitched up. I was told, get the stitches removed. A week later, I was like, no bother. So I went home, rested the hand. A week later, stitches taken out.
If someone had a different blood type, and your blood got into them, you could have given them AIDS.
Exactly, Ian. Exactly. I mean, even outside of COVID, I mean, like, Jesus Christ, I can't even see my GP next Monday because of COVID, because I could potentially be putting other lives at risk. Yet, like, I'm sitting there in A&E, fucking blood pouring out my fucking hand, falling onto the floor, falling onto the seat, like, and they don't seem to see anything wrong with that. Like, it's the irony is amazing. To be honest with you, like, irony is amazing. No, but so just I thought once I got the stitches taken, basically I
What's
thought,
going on? Are you okay?
oh, Muddy Duck, I forgot to give it the update. You know the story with my right hand. First of all, Muddy Duck, welcome to Green Hill Gaming. I hope you're keeping well, man. The update basically is like when I got the stitches taken out last Wednesday, Mighty Duck, there was still a small kind of like the small finger and the finger beside that wasn't fully healed. So the doctor put a bandage onto those two fingers, and there I was playing PlayStation, happy out like thought I was grand. He said you can take off the bandage in 3 days' time, which would have been Saturday gone. When I took off the bandage, man, the wounds were not healed. Like they were still open enough. They weren't pumping now or anything, but it was still a wound that didn't look well at all to me, like, you know. So I had to contact the doctor anyway, and they basically bandaged me up again and said, look, the wounds are taking longer to heal. Basically, that's the story. The wounds are taking longer to heal. So the story now, Mighty Duck, is I'm going to keep these bandages on until next Monday, and I'll take them off. And if I still feel like they're bad, I was advised by the doctor, because of COVID, they won't see me. Like, I mean, you have to have your leg falling off now to be seen in the GP because of COVID, for fuck's sake. So they won't see me. And they said, look, if you're not happy with the wounds, by then you'll have to go back into A&E. And they basically said, if all comes to all, I'll have to be stitched up again. Because see, the thing is, the wounds are on a place where it's just an awkward place to have them on. Like, they're on my knuckle, a joint, you know, so you're going to be, like, whenever I bend them...
Oh God, this is madness.
It is, man, I'm telling you. It is indeed madness, man, huh? God almighty. So, basically, yeah, the wounds are taking very long to heal. So, I won't be able to... I could pick up that controller right now beside me in both hands and play that Demon Souls, but I risk my wounds not healing as a result, you know, of the bending the fingers. So I didn't realise, like, even though I was only using my thumb and the finger beside that, like, I didn't realise, like, once you move one finger, pretty much every finger kind of moves along with it. Like, I didn't really cop onto that, like, so. You know me, I'm just a big child when it comes to these things. I don't fucking listen. I don't listen to that. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm playing. Like, when I got, you know the story, I don't mind telling people this, but I got stabbed years ago when I was about 19 or something. And, stabbed, no, like, I'm talking about full-on slash, like, down the fucking side of me fucking, and other places too, that we won't mention, you know. I'm not going to say everything. But, no, but, there I am being stitched up anyway, after being stabbed. Nurse is stitching me up and everything, and I'm like, I was like, will I be able to go home and watch SmackDown? Deadly serious now, like, I weren't high on morphine or anything, like, I was...
No, man, you need to rest that hand. It's not affected, is it?
Thankfully, it's not infected. Now, the doctor
Infected,
had...
sorry.
No, you're fine. I actually, funny enough, actually, the computer voice pronounced it like infected. Thankfully, it's not infected. Now, the doctor had a look at it on Saturday, and he said it wasn't infected. So thankfully, it's not infected anyway. Hopefully, it stays that way. Thank fuck anyway. Hopefully, it stays that way. But I just like what last Wednesday when I got the stitches taken out, I just thought I'd be able to, you know, go back to some bit of normality and play the PlayStation again. I didn't expect any of this. Like, I didn't expect the wounds to be taking this long to heal. I don't know what's wrong with my body lately, but my body doesn't seem to be healing as quickly as it would. I'm getting old, basically. I'm fucking getting old, man. Like, if I got a small scratch on my hand, it would take me like about a week and a half anyway for that small scratch to heal. Like, so obviously these cuts are far from small scratches, so it's going to take a while. I'm going to have to get used to it. I've never watched so much TV and all my... I swear to God, I feel like an old man in a nursing home. I even have a blanket over my knees. The Pikachu one, but still, it pretty much sums me up, doesn't it? It pretty much sums me up like an old man with a Pikachu.
Are you getting vitamins
blanket.
into you?
I'm actually... well, that's actually a good point, actually. I was thinking that to myself. I was thinking of kind of getting some, like, supplements. I know I looked up online what's good for healing wounds, and a lot of protein is good for wounds, actually. So I'm eating, like, eggs, and I'm eating wholemeal food. I'm eating a lot of cheese as well. and any kind of meat, like meat or chicken as well, like it's kind of good for healing wounds. But I was thinking of kind of, taking some kind of vitamins as well. Vitamins, I swear to God, I'm an old man. I literally, that's what I'm sitting down watching like fucking
Hash.
Gold on TV. Oh, I swear to God, James, I love you, man. You're so random. Scroll up and have a look at some of James's comments there, man. It's so funny. Hash. Oh, stop. Bit of hash to know it's dropped me out. Oh, fucking hell.
No man, you're not an old man, it's just your body being badly damaged.
That's true too, man. That's true too. No, but as in literally, this is how I've been spending my. I go from playing Demon Souls, yeah. I go from playing Demon Souls, like, for a good portion of the day, to like sitting down watching UK TV Gold, watching the last of the summer wine, with a fucking blanket over my knee, with a cup of tea beside me, eating my brown
Hash
bread.
makes the pain go away.
You're right there, man. It does. It does. I never did it, like, but I agree with you. I don't see anything bad with it, like. There's far worse out there. There's far worse out there than fucking hash, believe me. I wouldn't
You
mind
know
an
what,
old
man, that
man.
sounds like a nice day low.
It does, to be fair, actually, yeah. I can't complain, like, I mean, fucking hell, like. It's true. But it's funny, though. Put a blanket over me. And I think it sums me up. I'm basically like a little child in an old man's body, like. That's what it's like. I'm sitting there, I love it, though. My Pikachu blanket. I
You
love
should
it.
put some whiskey in
But
your
it sums
tea.
me up. Some whiskey, that's what's that called again? It's basically an Irish whiskey, isn't it? I don't know, what's it called again? Oh, an Irish whiskey, apparently. But yeah, I mean, it could be a lot worse, Like, I'm sure my dad won't mind me talking about this, if he's listening to it or if he's watching it, but my dad had a stroke there a couple of years back, and like, so like, for God's sake, like, I mean, he lost complete use of his right hand. I mean, he can still barely kind of use it, but it's more or less like his entire right arm, including his hand, is dead, like, So it kind of makes me realise how tough it is for him, like, Like, Jesus Christ, you try wiping your hole with your left hand. You know all about it. Having a shave as well with your left hand.
God love him.
I know, like, I mean, it just makes you kind of think, like, and I swear to God, like, it's got to be like very
Get a power hose for
strong
your whole
person.
low. Having a wank.
That too, James. Oh God, lads. See, this is what I can still do. I can still chat away to you and have the bands and have the laughs, and that's the most important thing, really. Like, I can still do this. Like, I'm just realizing like that this is pretty much like the biggest portion of my channel. Like, it's not even the gaming. It's just the bands and the chats and everything. It's gas. I love it. But it is tough to rely on your left hand. It really is tough. Like, I dread taking off a jumper then or something like that, like, because you have to really kind of keep your hand kind of like lined up, and it's like a fucking puzzle taking up my hand. I swear to God, about taking my hand, taking my hand out of the jumper. It's like a puzzle. I swear, but a fucked up puzzle, like, because I don't want to bend the finger any much. So it's tough going, and it just makes me realise like how strong of a person my dad actually is, like, like his right arm is literally dead, like.
Or taking off your boxers to have a wank. Well, you know where I am,
Jesus.
if you ever want chat, cause it's not easy being cooped up.
I appreciate that, man. You know I do, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. James, Jesus Christ, man. You were obsessed with that word, man. Oh, God, man. I think James is a bit excited in this live chat. But I actually got to go back and play Pokemon Sword tomorrow.
He has an addiction low.
So we all do. We all do. It's good for you. It's good for you. I'm not worried about going blind at this stage anymore because I'm going old anyway, so I'm going to go blind regardless. But you know what though? I've had a lot of time to like reflect on things. I think when you're as you said, you're cooped up inside, and you're kind of like you're humble. You're humbled. You know what I mean? Like I'm broken. You know what I mean? I'm broken, literally. Like, and I can't fully use my right hand, and I feel like I'm mentally broken too. To be honest with you, I'm not afraid to say it. Like I do. Like, and I just look at things and situations, and I just, you know, if I had done things differently, I would. I'd go back and do things differently. I would. Um, hmm. But
Life is far too short, and this is mad times we are in.
it sure is. It sure is. It's gone in a heartbeat.
But
Literally.
life is about making mistakes, man.
It is. It is, and I think learning from them is really something else. To be honest with you, you know. But it also puts things
Stand
into
up spitting facts.
spitting those facts. 100%. Dead right though. Dead right. But it puts things into perspective too, like, you know. Like, there are people waking up every day in the morning and they don't even have an arm, or they might have a hand. Like, I was watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, because I actually really like that series. The previous series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here was just fantastic. And there was a contestant on it, I forget her name now, I'm often looking for her names, but she had no hand. I don't know if it was the left hand, no, the right hand, but to be honest with you, like, still though, and there she is, this, you know, confident woman, you know, I think she's a Paralympic, and just this confident woman, you know, doing all these things, like winning all these, you know, trophies and awards, and being on I'm a Celebrity, Getting Me Out of Here, and, you know, put things into perspective. You know, there's people in a lot worse situations, and, you know, they're doing, you know, so well in their life, you know. So situations could have been 10 times worse, to be honest with you. It could have been 10 times worse.
Just keep your head strong, man.
Thanks, James. Yeah, that's the key. That's actually the key. That's actually the key right there, man. Sorry, I think I just called it James by accident. Sorry. If I called it James by accident, sorry. I was looking down and I seen the comment and it popped up. But nonetheless, that is the key. And that's actually what I've been trying to do, actually, is just try to keep my mind...
Because I know you more than anything, and you overthink things too much.
100%. Spot on. Spot on. I was saying the same thing there to Damien. I overthink. I worry and I overthink, and it's always been like this. Like, it's always been like this. So I'm trying to kind of keep my mind grounded, and, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm actually dreading next Monday. Like, I'm
That's
dreading
your
it.
anxiety.
Definitely 100%. Anxiety is in full fucking swing, like, since all this happened, to be honest with you. But that's it, like,
I
it's...
tried to spell duck and auto-corrected to fuck.
Only you would that happen. Where, like, normally you would be, like, putting in duck and it would auto-correct to... Oh, no. You put in fuck and it would become duck. And then, like, you put in fuck but it became duck or something. Oh, no. You tried to spell duck and auto-correct. Yeah, like, some people would say fuck and it would become duck. And the other way around with James. Fuck's sake. Duck's sake, huh? For duck's sake. Duck and hair. But, once again, I forgot what I was going to say. James, you're like that Men in Black flasher, man. Seriously. I just completely forget what I was going to say when you said
I think that says a lot about me. I should change my name, lol.
Oh, God. Mighty fuck. Jesus Christ. I've just completely forgotten what I was going to say. For God's sake. Oh, yeah, so I'm dreading next Monday. Taking off the bandage again. Because, like, I just dread it. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to live in the here and now, like as in like I get to Monday when it comes. You know, like today's Wednesday. There's still a day left in Wednesday, and I just take it each day as it comes. And if I do have to go back into A&E, I'll face that. I get very anxious, and I get very anxious with hospitals and doctors because
Don't be dreading it. More you dread, you will get yourself in a panic.
that's true. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I know doctors and nurses do great work. I wouldn't be alive if it hadn't been for the, for the paramedics that drove me to the hospital, and for the nurses that bandaged me up and stitched me up, because I would have bled to death. Like, don't get me wrong, I think they do a great job, and we would all be dead, literally dead, without them. But I can't just help sometimes, maybe because they're just so used
Duck
to...
you a therapist, and if so, what you charge per hour?
Jesus Christ, James, I wouldn't trust you know with that last part. How much you charge for an hour? How many
It's the
jobs?
follow-up care I don't like, man.
Follow-up care. Well, it's just follow-up care. You mean like the kind of the ongoing kind of process? You mean? I'm trying to kind of get out what I'm trying to say.
No therapist, man, just went through enough in life.
Yeah. It's usually when you go through a lot of shit, like you kind of, that's where the advice comes from, basically, from personal experience, yeah. What I'm trying to say, I just feel sometimes that the nurses and doctors don't get you. They don't get your concern. I know it might sound like an awful thing to say, like, but I just feel like they don't get me. They don't get me. They don't listen to me. They don't understand, Okay,
Johnny
I've got
boy.
I've got a
Elbow
laceration.
cup.
Mr. Chad Middleton, I'm glad you're here because I want to give you an update on my right hand, Chad. Long story short, the wounds on my right hand haven't
I
fully
understand
healed
what you're
yet.
saying, man.
Yeah, it's just this kind of thing about like I just want them to listen to me and understand me a bit more. But Chad, the wounds on my right hand haven't fully healed yet, meaning I won't be able to kind of get back into gaming for quite a while. See, the wounds are at an awkward place. They're at the knuckles, they're a joint. So whenever I'm bending my fingers, there's a chance that those wounds are going to open up again. That's what happened when I took off the bandage on Saturday. And yeah, the wounds opened up again. So that's what happened on Saturday. That's why I can't play any gaming right now. So that's the update. So Chad, how are you keeping nonetheless, man? Welcome to Green Hill Gaming. I just feel like, instead of saying, like, I know I have a laceration on my hand, I know I have a deep wound, like the
Chad,
medical...
you actually from Middleton.
That's what I thought as well, James. The first time I came across Chad Middleton, I thought it was Mighty Duck pretending to be somebody else. And when I saw Middleton, I thought it was actually Middleton. By the way, Chad, there's a place in Cork called Middleton, and I honestly thought that you were just a pretend Mighty Duck. It was so funny. But like, I just feel like, instead of like, kind of like, I know that I've got like a laceration on my hand, but it's how I feel about having that laceration. It's how
Mighty Duck gets the blame again, lol.
Always. Always, man. Always. You know me now. But that's kind of how I feel. I feel like when I go into A&E now, like, what if I go into A&E and they don't even like let me finish my sentence and just say, because of COVID we can't see you? Like, what am I supposed to do? And like, what am I supposed to do? Like?
No, I'm related to the royal family now, elbow cup.
Oh God, Loom. We got a royal family. Oh, that's not going to settle well with James. That's not going to settle well with James. Will not be happy with a member of the royal family in the live stream. That's for sure. I don't want to be too kind of like. I don't want to be too like kind of like negative with like the medical profession. It's just a little bit of understanding is all I ask. You know, like even a simple thing as go home and put a bandage onto it. Like I don't actually have like a full
I'm
on like
joking.
first aid kit. I know he is.
As in the British royal family, Chad.
Yeah, he's in the British royal family, James. True story. Um, like I don't have a full on first aid kit at home, so even if they said to me go home put a bandage onto it, first of all I don't have full on bandages and like professional equipment, like a fucking plaster, and that's about it.
They only understand your wallet and medical insurance.
You know what, Chad? Like that's like you know what, Chad? I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. I know there's a process involved in treating patients, but put it this way, right? When I badly cut my right hand, I was in A&E from like 8 o'clock at night to about 3 o'clock in the morning with a badly cut hand that was badly bleeding. I had to wait that long to be treated. I basically got, even though I have a medical card, health insurance, whatever you want to call it. No, it's not health insurance, but basically, I don't have to pay.
Johnny
That,
wanna give me an address.
I got that in the post. Give me an address. I had, what the fuck? For the Royal, for Chad Middleton. I don't know. I don't know if that would be appropriate, no. But I got the bill in the door, like, in a matter of days. So, like, it's hard
What
to
you needed
disagree.
was someone to talk to and talk to you, asking why and what potentially could happen.
That's exactly it. Thank you. That's exactly it. I needed someone to come in and say, okay, this is what has happened to your hand. This I know, like obviously, like I mean, I punched a glass panel, obviously, but like just someone to explain to me what's going on, instead of saying take a seat, you know, instead of saying go to a GP in the week and get the stitches taken out, you know, just as you said there, like just someone to explain to me what's going on, what's going to happen, you know, it's just, that would have went a long way, like that would have made a huge difference on my mental fucking situation. I just it's hard to disagree with what Chad said. Like it's hard to disagree. Like you know, I don't want to be completely like fucking negative on you know nurses and doctors. Like, but it's hard to disagree. Like you know, that's what it felt like to me. Like it felt like to me like you know so quick to get back to me for the bill. You know?
Nuduk is defo a therapist, I don't care what he says. You come out with more questions than answers, MSN always do.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like I walk over there, we're like, okay, what about the dressings? Do I have to get the dressings replaced while I'm waiting to get the stitches taken out? What happens if they get dirty? You know, can I bend my fingers properly? You got so many questions. Nobody gave me any answers. Nobody gave me any opportunity to ask those questions. You're pushed in and you're pushed out. You know, you're pushed in and you're pushed out, and that's how I felt. And they just don't seem to have any sort of like, they're like so numb. Like here I am with a fucked up hand, visually upset, visually anxious. You know, so mentally I'm hurt, and physically I'm hurt, and I'm looking back at a doctor saying you're okay. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but I don't feel okay. You know, like it's one for them to say you're okay, but like when you don't feel okay, it's hard to like accept, you know, that I'm gonna be okay. You know. Yeah, so I don't really banging on about like nurses and doctors, like, but I will say this, and this is the last thing I'll say about nurses and doctors. I feel like the days where a nurse becoming a nurse to to genuinely nurse their patients back to health and to care about them. I honestly feel they're gone. I honestly feel like you've got a handful of nurses that will actually care about you, on a personal level. Instead now you just have nurses who basically, I don't know, I know apparently they don't get good money, but I feel like it's just a job to them. Honestly.
Look at it this way, it could have ended a lot worse. Like, look at it this way, it will heal.
That's true. That's true. Or do you know what? That's the way to leave it there, I suppose. That's the way to leave it there in terms
Those
of
days are gone, man.
Yeah, I don't want to get too kind of negative on doctors and nurses, but yeah, I think I have to agree with you. They are gone. I just think now it's a job. Purely, it's procedure. It's procedure. It's not like somebody's actually, it's not about somebody anymore. It's not about an actual wound or anything. It's just procedure and patient and numbers and I don't know. Everything is so systematic.
I have had Catherine's nurses and they were horrible.
Jesus Christ, that's disgusting. Like, especially like when there's a child involved, like, and a child, that has, a serious medical condition, like, and you're obviously
Was
going
sent
to be
home not wanting two parents stay.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, I mean, I think when it comes to, like, I presume that was to do with COVID, was it? I actually think that this fucking COVID situation now is getting a bit fucking
In the
ridiculous.
room,
Like,
I had drive whole way back to Sligo from Galway.
that's ridiculous, and all that because they don't have the correct facilities.
No man, well
in
before
Sligo.
COVID.
Oh, well before COVID, that's fucking mental. It's one thing if they said to you that you can't be, you can't have two people in the room because of COVID, but that's fucking crazy. And they should have the facilities in your area as well. Like whether you have a car or not, like you're still physically driving from, Sligo to Galway. That takes petrol and everything else. Like, it's ridiculous. Look, do you know what I would say about doctors and nurses and the medical profession? And this is how I'm going to end it. It's so easy to praise.
I demanded a transfer to Sligo.
I wouldn't fucking blame
And
you,
we
man.
got it 4 days later.
Well, good stuff, man. At least you got it started anyway. No, you're right too, man. Because, like, it's so easy to, it's so easy to post, a lovely social media post, of having the Marvel and DC superheroes on the corridor and the nurses coming through and
Hi,
saying
my
these are the
son, how
real
are you?
heroes. How are you, Dad? And welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to my update on my right hand. You know the story anyway. I'm not too bad, Dad, thanks. I'm doing okay now, Dad, I have to say. How are you keeping? You know the story with my hand, so I'll say my voice and repeating it, but nothing new when it comes to my hand anyway. So I just wanted to make this live stream. But no, I'm doing well, and I hope you're keeping well as well. So this is it's so easy to praise the medical profession and call them the true heroes, yeah. But like, nobody dares to kind of like point out like
Mr. Nagel in the house, El Boca.
definitely. It seems to be so hard to criticize them. Do you get me? Like, when I say criticize, I don't mean like negativity 100. I mean like critical. To have a critical opinion about them. Because
Hi,
not
Chad.
all of them actually are as good as
The nearest
you
hospital
would
is up
make
in
them out
Cork
to
for
be.
me, so that's like an half-hour drive to Cork at least. So if I end up somehow bleeding out, I'm kinda F.
That's actually worrying, like, and concerning. Like, that actually really is, like, you're actually really right there. I mean, what happens if, God forbid, James, something happens where you're badly bleeding and you got to go to the hospital? So your closest
Sir
hospital,
Mr. Nagel.
your closest hospital, I would presume your closest, oh God, I'm not very good now with geography. Yeah, just had to think like you're coming from Cove to Cork, so
Then stop your wanking, James. You will bleed out as it will fall off.
you're basically in East Cork. So the closest
Low.
hospital to you would probably be fucking CUH, which is far from well, they'll probably put you into a private hospital though, probably. Because I know they're using private hospitals to look after the whole COVID situation, to kind of ease the stress of the COVID situation, right? Like, but that's fucking crazy. But yeah, look, I didn't mean to kind of go on a big rant about criticising the healthcare, but at the end of the day, like, you know, they're not all perfect, you know? Like, you will get a prick of a doctor, and you will get a prick of a nurse. And you will get nurses that will just can't wait to go home at the end of their shift, and they will rush, your procedure, and that's just the reality of it, like.
It's okay to criticize something that's broken, man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, I think anyone will tell you that the healthcare system is broken anyway, like, but it's more of the system that's broken. I will say that though, it's more of the system
You need
that's
to rest
broken.
it.
Oh yeah, I'm currently resting my hand right now at the moment. Don't you worry. I am resting my. He thinks I'm playing. He thinks I'm playing the PlayStation. I'm not playing the PlayStation. I have the controller on the couch beside me. It has not been used. I use my left hand to navigate the buttons to basically set up the live stream. But I have not played any games, so don't worry. The hand is being fully rested right now. But just in closing, like when it comes to doctors and nurses, and in my situation, all I want is a bit of humanity. And as my doc mentioned there earlier, it would have been nice if someone had sat me down and said, "This is what's happening to your hand right now. This is what's going on right now. This is what's going to happen. This is what you must do." Just a bit of ease of mind instead of just take a seat. The doctor will see you, stitch you up, go back to a GP in a week's time, get the stitches taken out, off with you, bye. You know? Instead of just seeing me as a procedure, instead of seeing me as a number, as a statistic, as a patient, as just another person, a bit of just a bit of personal interest in the patient is what I would be asking for. They ask enough questions about, like, do you have COVID? Anyone in your house have COVID? They're so quick to ask those kind of questions. Anyway, that's all I say about the whole medical side of things. But as far as it comes to me and my right hands, anyway, a lot of resting up that right hand, but I can still do live streams to chat to my viewers.
Do you know what's ironic in all this?
I don't. Good old irony. I love irony, actually. I like a bit of irony.
If your child fell in school. Green Hill Movies, Elbow Cup.
Green Hill Movies. Wait, that comic is coming in segments.
And school calls you to collect your child and go to hospital.
Oh, definitely coming in segments. I'm only messing with you, though. Green Hill Movies. Oh yeah, what's the movie that I watched the other night? I know. Oh, I watched Yes Man. I seen it a long time ago, but it was nice to watch it again. An interesting movie, actually, to be honest with you, it really is. Pretty much the theme of it is, like, if your heart says yes, then don't be afraid to say yes. Basically, is the theme that I got from that movie. Jesus Christ, Mighty Duck, would you come on? I'll be waiting forever for that response.
Then you are targeted asking how it happened, and then ask the child to see was there separate stories. It's a new thing now.
That can be very frustrating. All right, to be honest with you, I could imagine like. But yeah, there was a lot of shit like when it comes to fucking.
Because of Corona, every has to wait.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, Corona has hijacked life. Is the only way that I can put it. Like, you know, everything has been pushed aside for COVID. You watch TV, you watch the news, COVID, COVID, COVID. In other news, the world will end in 4 days. Back to the main story. Today's statistics. You know, it's like, you know, and then when it comes to your health, like, I'm sorry, like, but the world does not revolve around COVID. I'm sorry, but people have a lot of medical issues, and things happen to you every day of the week
Stop
that
watching
require.
live TV because of all this.
Better off, much better off, to be honest with you. Like, people need to be attended to. People need to be attended to.
Everything has to wait if you don't have Corona.
Yeah, and I think it's actually getting ridiculous. You know, like, people do have to be seen to, like, you know. I mean, obviously, like, it depends on how urgent it is, like, but still, like, I mean, people need to be seen, like, and they shouldn't be. It's not right that they're brushed aside. It's not right that they're told, no, you can't see a doctor because you're putting other people's life at risk by seeing them. I mean, they weren't that concerned when they weren't even going to close the schools, like, they weren't. If it wasn't for the public demanding to have those schools closed, they would have kept those schools open.
All lives matter.
All lives matter. That's all true. I'm going to pretty much wrap up the live stream here, ladies and gentlemen, dogs and cats of all sizes and shapes. This is going to do it for this live stream. Just wanted to provide an update on my wonky right hand. The wounds haven't fully healed yet. It's going to take a bit longer for them to heal, meaning I can't fully use my right hand, meaning
And
I can't do any
Ducks
gaming. And Ducks lives matters as well, which means I can't do a whole lot of gaming. I can't do any gaming, really. But I can still do live streams. I can still chat away to my lovely viewers, which is great.
Take it easy, man. You know where I am.
Thank you, Mighty Duck. Listen, much appreciated. Thank you for dropping away the live stream and for giving that advice as well. And I always know that, man, and it's much appreciated. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. And thank you to everyone who watched the live stream. And as I said, I will be returning to, to Green Hill Gaming from time to time to do these little chats. But as far as gaming is concerned, it's going to have to wait. And yeah, my hand is just going to have to take a little bit longer to heal. But I wanted to do this video because I know that I wasn't live since Saturday. And for me, that's like a long time. You'd be all like, what happened, Johnny? Where's he gone? So yeah, just wanted to provide an update. And yeah, so I will see you all next time. I won't be doing it as frequent as I would have been doing it because it's.
How about RPGs?
How about RPGs? That's an interesting one. There's probably a few games that I could play one-handed. Like, I'm going to have to look into that one and see what kind of games I can play one-handed. I'm sure I can manage one or two, like, you know. I'm sure I can manage one or two. Anyway, that is going to do it for this live stream. And I'll see you all next time. And thank you, everyone, for the advice. Thank you, James, for being extremely random. I love it. I like a bit of randomness. And you're right, James. I might try that now. You're joking. Okay, I'm gone. I'll see you all next time.
A lot of turn-based games.
Yeah, I'm still here. The audio is still here. But yeah, you're actually right there. Kind of like menu selecting and stuff like that. So I'll take that on board, Chad. I'll take that on board and I will see you next time. I'm in the wrong setting right now. Still here. Okay, I'm gone for good now. Bye. Well, not for good, like. Back again next time. Goodbye. 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 Okay, I'm gone now, really. am I? Am I gone? Am I gone? No. He's gone. Okay, I'm really gone now. Cracking up for the guy.